Welcome to South of the Blue Line podcast, now run by the Edmonton Oilers.
I don't know if that's a shot at me or a shot at them or a shot at
Hey!
Everyone is here.
My God, we've done it.
We have done it. It took
You
us.
missed it, Dalton, but I said that the South of the Blue Line podcast is now run by the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, you've given up on the Jets already?
No, I mean, it's so incompetently run. It's run by the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh man,
The difference is we're not getting paid millions of dollars.
Yet. That's the key word. Yet. How is everyone? How is everyone doing on this Saturday evening?
Well, we got the Battle of Alberta tonight, so I'm pretty hyped.
That is true.
Oh my God, I used to dread these.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, not to age you or anything like that, but you saw the Battle of Alberta when it was like actual angry.
Yeah, but I hated both the teams back then, so it didn't matter to me. I also remember the Battle of Alberta when the Oilers were better than the Flames, but the Flames always managed to beat the Oilers.
That dark time.
Yeah. Well, the reason we're recording a little bit later tonight, Dalton, as I was telling Chris on the first intro to this episode that we had to redo.
One of four.
Yes, one of four. I was driving home last night and my brakes literally fell out of my car.
Oh.
Yeah, onto the road. I mean, I was luckily in my apartment complex, so I didn't die, obviously. But it wasn't very fun. So then I was at the dealership today and with my dad, and we bought a 2013 Nissan Sentra.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Moneybags.
I know, which comes with, which I haven't had for about a year and a half, and I live in Florida. Everyone remember AC.
Man, you're talking about AC right now, and it's -10 outside over here.
Oh my, Dalton, it's like 65 right now. So I don't know what that converts to in Celsius, but
say that in real units.
It's cold. It's like 15 degrees right now.
Yeah, that's so cold, guys.
Yeah, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt right now. Jeans are getting up pretty wild.
Unfound territory for you guys, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I even thought about pulling a jacket out of my closet.
Wow.
Yeah,
that must have been hard for you.
Getting wild. I didn't though. I held off.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. No.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, we got a bit of we might have to run this episode a bit shorter because Chris has some hockey to go to. So let's just jump right into it. Last week, basically the day after we recorded and I uploaded episode 6, the Oilers did something.
Yeah.
They
hours
sent down,
afterwards, in fact.
Yes, hours. Yeah, that's right, hours. They sent down Kyler Yamamoto and Jesse Puljujarvi to the AHL.
Oof. I am happy about this, but kind of restrained happy about this.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like Yamamoto should have been in the lineup, and I don't really know why they haven't been playing him. But Puljujarvi, that needed to happen.
I agree with both. I mean, I think Yamamoto definitely had been playing better than Puljujarvi. However, I would also make the argument that Yamamoto had been given better opportunity than Puljujarvi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I feel like Puljujarvi was playing with such a short leash compared to Yamamoto, who had a much larger range of being able to make mistakes and stuff like that, which makes sense also because he's newer.
Yeah,
but,
and he's also much better defensively as well.
Yeah, so I mean, good to see it happen. We have been talking about Puljujarvi for I think 3 episodes in a row now.
Yeah, pretty much every episode.
Yeah, So, I mean, I think we're all in agreement for the most part that it was time. However, did you see Puljujarvi's tilt in the AHL? His first fight.
Really? It's his first fight?
It was his first fight, and he took on a guy who has 44 AHL and NHL fights combined. And he definitely, I won't say he won, but he didn't die.
Yo, he got pumped, though.
Yeah. Puljujarvi got filled in. So, I mean, Chris, you've been pretty skeptical about Oilers management and stuff like that, and you see them send these two young guys down. How do you feel?
I think you kind of have to. I think it's even a bit late to be doing it. They should have done it earlier. They've got players they have to make decisions on. They're in a similar position as the Jets. The Jets have a bunch of tweeners, and that's why they sent Vesalainen down, because even though he probably could have hung around, they've got guys like Patan. They obviously waived Dano, but they had a real logjam Lemieux, players like that who we have to decide whether they're going to be Jets or not, right? Like so the players that you have, as assets for long term, the young players, you can afford to keep them in the minors for a year or so, let them develop and be able to make your decision on the more mature players.
Yeah, that actually is a good segue, Chris. I don't know if it's still valid, but I believe the Jets called up Sami Niku. Is he still with the team as of right now?
Yeah, he is. When Kulikov got injured, I think they just called him up just as insurance. I doubt he's going to play, though. I think Maurice is really happy with Sherratt and Morrow. Morrow's been playing all right, actually. It looks like the pairs are pretty stable. So unless somebody else gets hurt, I don't see Niku actually drawing into a game.
Well, shout out to Niku because he has some stellar flow, though. To give him that, the man's got lettuce for days.
Yeah. First liner flow potential there.
For real.
He's a really slick player too. The only problem is he's a lot of risk reward. He's not very good in his own zone. Once he gets the puck and he's moving, north south, he's extremely dynamic. But it's just when we get trapped in our own zone that it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Other newsworthy notes: the Tom Wilson saga has come to an end. He had been suspended for 20 games. He served 16 games, and then the same arbitrator who actually made Tom Watson's suspension less, dropped it down to 14, and he showed up and scored a goal in his first game back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, picked him up on fantasy as soon as I heard the news, and he rewards me immediately.
And he had a big tilt too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Man,
so he got reduced to 14 games. He missed the 2 games already, but he will make up. They'll give him money back. I think it was over $300,000 in money lost. So what do you think? So at the end of the day, 14 games. Do we think it's all? What do you think?
It's I don't know, man. You look at Tom Wilson and you can see there's such a player there and someone that he could play hockey if he just wanted to play hockey. Like he could be a stud out there. But instead he goes and runs around and he injures people like this over and over again. It's 14 games. That's probably still fair, honestly, in my mind. I don't like the recent trend of the arbitrators reducing all these suspensions, but yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Chris, what about you, buddy?
Oh, well, I don't reduce it. I think it's ridiculous to reduce it. I think the original suspension was worthy, and I think reducing it sends a bit of a message to him that, well, I don't think it says that what he's doing is correct, but it doesn't send the message that it's supposed to send. So I didn't agree with it at all.
Well, I definitely feel like even though he was still suspended for 16 games overall, but I feel like he leaves the situation feeling like he came out ahead, like he won.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's like the games missed are what are going to hurt him the most, right? He just wants to get out there and play. But so the salary that he's missed, it's probably not going to affect him too much. He's not going to care too much, right?
No, especially since he signed a big ticket this summer for some big smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the question of, is sitting out 14 games going to make him change his ways?
Yeah.
And I hope it does, but honestly, I don't see it.
Yeah. Sounds like we're all, yes. My biggest thing is since we're seeing so many people appeal and then have their sentence reduced, why doesn't everyone who gets suspensions just immediately appeal?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to become like, eventually the league is going to be like, so let's say Tom Wilson does this and this has already been a thing. the league will just go, okay, 40 games. So the arbitrator has to reduce it to 20, and that's what the NHL initially wanted.
Mm-hmm. Well, I almost wonder if that's already what's happening right now. Like,
Yeah.
20 games seemed a little bit high to me at the very start. So maybe they're like thinking, hey, 14 games, give him 20. Maybe he gets 15 or something like that.
Yeah. Using hits as a segue. Actually, and relating to the Jets, Chris, Josh Morrissey kind of did the same hit that Matheson did on Pedersen, but this time on Oshie. He choke slams him to the ice, and he gets fined, I believe, almost $9,000.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
Chris,
Yeah. Well, Josh is a wee lad, so Oshie should really just suck it up and be a man.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm kidding. It was definitely not as egregious as the other hit on Pedersen. For a couple reasons. Number one, Morrissey wasn't dangled out of his jock before he did it. So he wasn't pissed off at Oshie at all. I just think he followed through. Morrissey's got a bit of a mean streak. He's already been suspended once. I was really thankful that he wasn't suspended this time. I think a fine was probably appropriate simply because, like I said, it wasn't as egregious. But I'm worried because, you start getting that reputation and then you're not going down a good road.
Yeah, you open yourself to a little bit more scrutiny from the league, but then also by kind of playing dirtier, other players start taking a little bit more liberties on you as well.
Yeah, and he's small, so he can't really afford that, although he's very solid.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think it was fair. It sounds like you think it was fair. Dalton, what do you think?
I would have liked to see him probably get a game for that, but it's one of those plays that's so... To me, it's such a borderline between a fine and a suspension that I'm fine with it either way, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think he should have been suspended for it. I think the fine was good. If Milan Lucic can literally stalk a man around the rink, crush him, and then pop him in the head and sit on him and only get a fine, I think Josh Morrissey choke slamming TJ Oshie is honestly pretty much the same. So
yeah. But also Morrissey plays for the Jets, so he should have got like 20 games.
Right. That's the way we get treated. It's true.
Yeah, just get one of their best defensemen out of there.
Yeah, exactly. They're too good anyways. It's not fair.
Exactly. Big shockwaves felt actually in Tampa as news comes out. Vasilevsky with a broken foot will be missing 4 to 6 weeks. How does this affect the Lightning?
Well, first of all, did you hear what he tried to do right after he got hurt there?
I did not.
He put a little bit of ice on his foot and then told the coach he was ready to go again.
So, the good old hockey player.
Yeah.
Is he Canadian? I don't know. He should be.
Honorary Canadian.
He's Russian. They're pretty crazy too.
Hey, if he wants to play goal for us at the Olympics, I'd be cool with
it. So, their starter now is Louis Domingue, and their backup is some guy I've never heard of who's played no NHL games.
Yeah, I think this is going to hurt Tampa even more than a lot of people think it's going to, just because I don't have any faith at all in Louis Domingue.
Though I will say this, Tampa has played 2 games since Vasilevsky has been hurt, and Louis Domingue is 2-0.
With the Philadelphia, I think they're playing Philly today, right?
They beat Philly in OT.
Yeah, and I think he let in 4 goals in 9 minutes to almost lose it.
Yeah, well, okay, so I agree. Louis Domingue is trash. However, you really get to see the Tampa Bay Lightning step up because the same sort of thing Louis Domingue let in, I think it was 4 goals against Pittsburgh as well, and Point had a hat trick to win the game for him. So obviously Tampa is able to score their way out of Louis Domingue's problems, but will they be able to keep it up?
Well, it depends if Point can keep on scoring a hat trick a game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Chris, you're in Tampa. Tell us, as the reporter in Tampa, what's the temperature like there?
Well, I don't know a lot of Lightning fans, to be honest with you, but what I will say is, I think that obviously it is going to hurt the Lightning's point situation as they head into, the new year. But I mean, I don't think they're at any risk of, missing the playoffs. I think at the end of the day, they're going to be right up there at the top of the Eastern Conference. And actually could end up being really good for them. Give Vasilevsky a break, and he'll be extra fresh going into the playoffs. So it might end up being a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I actually agree with that point. That's a really good point because last year Vasilevsky came out and said he was starting to feel a little worn down, a little tired. So this actually might end up working out in the long run, especially since they're still able to win games with Domingue in net.
Yeah. Well, it also might show as well that Domingue is actually a capable backup too. So if that ends up happening, then you don't need to play Vasilevsky near as much then.
It's true. It's very true. So moving on, we had 2 trades. Things happened in the NHL. 2 trades.
Bye, Chris.
All right, everyone. Your night has started. That's another. That is your first shot of the night.
Yeah, I recommend doing whiskey shots tonight.
Ooh, whiskey shots.
Yeah, very tasty.
First one.
Yeah. So we'll start with the first trade of the week. Carl Hagelin, 30 years old, traded from the Pittsburgh Penguins for Tyler Pearson of the LA Kings.
Yeah, a couple notes, pretty important ones. Pittsburgh, I believe, retained some salary, so the cap hits are identical for them.
Okay.
Which is fun. And I think they also have the exact same... No, Hagelin's contract is over this year while Pearson has another year on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me personally, looking at the trade, I know the Kings are slow, and Hagelin is known as a bit of a speedster, but he's also 4 years older than Pearson. And so honestly, this looks like LA is just they know they're bad this year. I think Carl Hagelin is a player you trade at the deadline for futures. I think LA has, as even this early in the season, embraced that they are going to be bad.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it. Nail on the head there. Absolutely.
Chris, what do you think?
Either that or they're still delusional and they think that Carl Hagelin is somehow going to help them score enough to be in the conversation. I mean, I think it's a stupid move in my books. You got a player that's got way more protected years. He's younger. He still has upside, and you trade him for a guy who's going to be an expiring contract. It's just not a smart move. If you're going to do something, you really want to make a difference, and you really want to rebuild. You know who you trade off that team, right? There's 2 players that you could trade. Who are they?
Well, I mean, I see 3, but
okay, off of LA.
Yeah.
I guess you could trade Carter.
Sure.
Doughty. I mean, but that hurts. And Kopitar, but that's their captain.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they're going to suck, they're going to suck. What are you holding on for?
Yeah. They could also trade away Quick as well, but he's also kind of a liability.
Those guys are high value. You could reload Quick. Not only if you traded Doughty and Kopitar, you wouldn't just be trading for draft picks, right? You'd be trading for 2 or 3 young plug-into-lineup players.
Yeah. So they could probably go the same route that Ottawa went this season.
Yeah, they could reload. They could easily reload.
The positive with Hagelin, though, is that he is so easily movable at the deadline, right? If they need to retain half his salary, they can easily do that just to strip into a contender. Where Pearson has the extra year on it.
But still, I think extra years at that age is a selling point, isn't it?
Maybe not for a team that's going all in, though. Like, if you know you're only going to have the guy till the end of the season, it's a lot easier cap-wise to justify picking up $2 million.
And I feel like Hagelin carries around he won 2 cups with them, right? So, recently. So I feel like Hagelin also carries around that tag of been there, done that, where Pearson hasn't.
I also think that Hagelin is a better player right now. So to actually end up selling at the deadline might net you a little bit more value at the end of the day.
And from what I understand, actually, some of our fans tweeted us and actually told us that, or told me at least, that Hagelin actually ended up playing pretty well in his first game with LA. I know, we actually have fans. It's pretty crazy.
insanity.
Yeah.
The playoffs now, guys.
And actually, kind of tying into it real quick, the LA Kings Twitter account, I feel like, has actually been giving away the fact that their organization is ready to just give up. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the LA Twitter account recently, on Twitter, there's been like a weird meme format where it's like us, and then it's like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, and then it says something, and it's like, and so like it was LA's Twitter account tweeted out us, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, and then at the end it goes, if this was golf, we'd be in first place.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
And then even more recently, so the Kings were playing the Blackhawks, and the Blackhawks were having a promotional where if you paid them $100, you could put like a hey, welcome to this person, like a birthday or something, up on the jumbotron. And the LA Kings Twitter account tweeted out 2 pictures that said it sent the ad for the promotion the Blackhawks were doing for the $100, and then a picture of the jumbotron. And the jumbotron said, welcome to, and then it said, the 31st ranked team in the NHL. And then the caption was, best $100 you've ever spent.
Jeez, the self burns, man.
Yeah, they're really just riding into it, I guess. I mean, props to them.
Yeah. But, I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Doughty deal by the draft this year.
I don't think they'll... Doughty? Yeah, I guess I could see it. I could see a Doughty deal.
Yeah, just because you got to move somebody.
Do you wanna jump into hot take territory?
Oh, dear. I don't know. I always get in trouble when I do these.
So then there was one more trade. Ryan Strome was fired into the sun for nothing. I'm just kidding. Ryan Strome was traded for Ryan Spooner, so the Oilers maintained their Ryan quota. For one Ryan Spooner from the New York Rangers. Spooner has played 2 less games with the Rangers this season. They both have 1 goal and 1 assist. Spooner is 1 year older than Strome, and the New York Rangers retained cap to make the cap hits identical. As a Peter Chiarelli special 1-for-1 deal, how do we all feel about it?
So stupid.
Okay, by who?
By both of them. It really doesn't matter, but especially stupid by the Oilers.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Please elaborate, because I'm biased as hell right now. So
I think Strome has more upside, and he's slightly younger. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see why the move was made.
Oh wait, Dalton, right. What's your take?
All right, so I personally feel like Ryan Strome was maybe the most snakefoot Edmonton Oiler of anybody. Also, I love him. He's my actual son.
So you're a little much. You're a big Ryan Strome supporter. See, I can't stand the guy.
I just always felt like he had just something more that he could be giving. Something he felt like he was almost there, just over and over and over again. So I would agree with Chris that I think Strome has the higher upside in this deal. But at the same time, like, Strome's not worth $3.1 million right now. That's like pretty clear. So,
do you think Spooner is though?
He was healthy scratched in the Rangers, so I don't really feel like it. But I'll wait till he plays a couple of games with Edmonton until I really start getting on his case.
So me personally, I actually disagree with both you guys. I think Spooner has a much higher, at least offensive upside than Strome. I feel like he's got better hands. I feel like he's got a bit more speed. I also am a bit biased because every time I watch Strome touch the puck, I groan. I didn't like Strome, and I was a bit unfair because it was for Eberle, and I loved Eberle.
Yeah,
but he never really did anything to like. I was like, because even when I was like, all right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He goes and scores. He runs the black hole line, and not because we eat opponents alive. It's because that's where offense goes to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ryan Strome, he really didn't perform like he needed to be if he was going to be a replacement for Jordan Eberle.
Yeah.
That trade, as soon as they made it, it was pretty clear that the Oilers lost that trade.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Strome, if he turns into Jordan Eberle, will be a huge boon. That'd be incredible. But he's not going to turn into Jordan Eberle. I was just hoping he'd be a solid third-line center kind of guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we will probably see him tonight in the Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, I wonder do you know where Spooner's slotting in?
It sounds like he is going straight into Strom's spot, the third C.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, because Marody is playing on the wing with someone, and Patrick Russell is slotting in as on the fourth line, as 4C.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then, before we get on to the games coming up, I just want to quickly do a quick hits on the games that had passed and talk about our predictions. Little spoiler alert: Chris went 0 for 5.
Well, he just left the podcast, so it's shot number 2,
and he was not happy with me for that.
No, he's very upset.
So we'll start with the Oilers' worst game of the season, a 4-1 loss to the Avalanche. They were not in it from puck drop to buzzer at the end of the game. It was just horrible game. No one showed up.
Yeah, it was pretty awful, dude. I almost didn't even watch the third period.
I didn't. I was driving home. I had just played some pickup with Chris, and I was planning on driving home and listening to the game. I turned the game on, and the Oilers were already down 3-0. I listened to the second period, and I turned it off.
Yeah, it was pretty garbage.
It was pretty bad. Jumping ahead, so first on that game, Dalton, you got it. You got the 4-1 loss. Down exactly, actually, though Nuge did not score a shorthanded goal.
What a bum.
Yeah. So we gave it to Dalton. Well, okay, Chris, I take it back. You didn't go 5-0, but you still lost. Then moving on, the Devils and the Jets. The Jets win 5-2. Chris, any points of notice you saw from the game?
All the Jets are rolling.
Yeah, I will say they are starting to click a little bit more. Their new lines that we talked about last podcast are starting to come through.
They look good. They look good. There's very few passengers on that team right now.
Yeah, which is great.
By the way,
yes.
Did I thank you guys for bro? We call him Croissant because I don't think anybody can say his name correctly.
Francois?
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yo, I'm so mad about that, but that's fine. Whatever.
It's all right. Hey, listen, we had to get rid of him to make room for the answer Mikko Koskinen.
That is true.
I actually got that one right. You both predicted the Devils to win that game. I got that one with a 4-1 win. They won 5-2. Then
Chris, ye of little faith.
Right?
Then the Oilers beat the Habs 6-2 in a McDavid 3-point night, though I would argue Draisaitl should have had 6 goals and McDavid should have had 8 points.
Oh my God, no kidding. But man, could you tell that reuniting of the McDry line? So good.
You could tell every time McDavid and Draisaitl were passing to each other, Draisaitl was just singing in his head, reunited and it feels so good.
Yeah. There's just so much more. Dry just cares so much more when he's playing McDavid.
Yeah, and honestly, Nuge didn't look so bad running that second line. He even scored one.
Yeah, he's I would some better wingers for him than Reeder and Chason, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah. Well, Reeder's hurt right now too.
Yeah, out for a month.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
So, Dalton, you got that one right with a 5-2 instead of a 6-2 win. So first off, Dalton won the week. Dalton won the week with 3 points, 3 correct predictions in wins, losses. So, Dalton, you won the week. I have yet to win one.
I will take my trophy, and I will go do a shot of whiskey, I guess, because that's the theme of this episode. Also, for those of you at home, that's a 3rd shot of whiskey.
Yes. Chris, now that you're back, we're jumping to the Jets beat the Capitals 3-1.
Yes, they did. That is a factual story.
Anything else you saw from this?
Again, Jets are rolling. So the one thing that's really exciting for me is our problems with our lines were we couldn't figure out the chemistry on our second line. And the one worry was, can Kyle Connor continue to perform the way he played with Scheifele and Wheeler on a different line? And the answer is yes. Kyle Connor is probably, I want to say, maybe our second best forward right now. The guy is dynamic.
He is a stud.
The guy, dynamic. His shot is amazing. His lateral movement's stellar. His shiftiness is otherworldly. His speed is great. His battle on the wall is amazing. Like, I don't even know what I can't say anything negative about the kid right now.
Hey, listen, Kyle Connor has figured out what works, and he is doing it to utter perfection.
It's the flow. Have you seen his flow? It's lying.
And he has unreal flow.
Oh, I think he's taken away from that schnoz he has.
Yeah, he does. He does actually. I was gonna say that he does have a bit of a bird hook there.
The more your flow, the bigger your flow, and the more it pokes out the side of your helmet, the less your nose looks big. So he's got it right.
Yeah, and then the final game that we predicted, the Jets lose 2-1, I believe it was, to the Buffalo Sabres. Though I actually watched the first two periods of this game. Jets deserved to win this one in regulation all the way. Carter Hutton played very well.
Did you see the passing? I haven't seen passing like that, like 5 versus 5 in a long time. That reminded me of the Oilers of the 80s.
Yeah, that first period, they were out shooting them something like 18 to like 4, something like that. Like they were just in the zone almost the whole period.
They were bump passing. Their touch passes were amazing. And I want to say, I thought the Sabres actually played pretty well. It's not like they were taking advantage of a team that wasn't playing well. I thought they played a decent game. I just think the Jets were they had their legs and they were feeling it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But since me and you both predicted the Jets to win and Dalton did not, Dalton won that one. Though I'd like to give myself a quick pat on the back because there were only 2 goals scored in regulation, one by each team, and the 1 goal in regulation scored by Jeff Skinner, who I predicted.
Ooh. We'll give you a little bonus point for that.
Yeah, but you still predicted the loss, correct? I predicted them to win, so I gave that one to you, or else we would have been tied 3-3 this week.
Oh, man, it feels good to be right.
So I gave it to you. Chris, because I know you got to get out of here, we will just keep on rolling to the upcoming week and our predictions. So first, tonight at 10 o'clock at me and Chris's time, it'll be like, 8 o'clock your time?
You bet.
First installment of the Battle of Alberta will take place, in which we will see David Rittich and Mikko Koskinen face off between the pipes. Ryan Spooner will make his Edmonton Oilers debut, along with Patrick Russell.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be very fun. Also, first time that the Oilers have played a divisional opponent this year?
First time in 18 games the Oilers have played an opponent in the division. They pissed someone off when they were making the schedule. So, Dalton, we'll start with you since you are in Calgary, Lucky Duck. What do you got for the game?
It's going to be a slaughter. 6-0 for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Chris, what do you think?
Oh, my God. I mean, what do you want to know? Do you want to know what I want to happen or what will happen?
I'll hear both. So first, your prediction for what will happen.
The Flames are going to win 4-2.
Oh.
Traitor.
All right, and now what do you want to happen?
I want the Oilers to win 16-0.
There we go.
My dude.
All right. So I guess I'm going to have to go in the middle here. I'm going to say the Oilers are going to win this one, though it is going to be pretty tight up to the end. I'm saying the Oilers are going to win this one 4-1, but 2 of those goals are going to be empty nets.
Oh.
And because of that, McDavid is going to have a 3-point night, but 2 of his points will come on the empty netters. So
I can see it. I can see it. I like it.
4-1 win with 2 empty netters. All right.
I hope you guys are right.
Then, in a back-to-back, the Oilers drive back up after playing Calgary tonight. They drive back up to play Vegas tomorrow at home. I'll start this one off. Vegas sucks. They're where they should be. They have fallen back down to earth, and the Oilers win 5-2.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
5-2 win. All right, Chris, what do you think?
I think fuck Vegas. 3-1 Oilers.
3-1 Oilers. There we go.
Yeah.
Dalton?
You know, I think it's going to be a little bit of a close one there. 2-1 Oilers.
2-1 Oilers. All right. Then on Monday, the Winnipeg Jets travel to Chris's most hated city in all of Canada and play Vancouver. And the quickly sliding Vancouver. I believe they've lost 3 in a row now.
I think it's my turn to go first. I'm projecting a 4-0 Jets win.
4-0 Jets win. Chris, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I love Vancouver. It's a beautiful city. I lived there for 10 years.
I agree. I have a great uncle that lives there. Vancouver's unbelievable.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
The Canucks could all die in a tire fire, and I wouldn't mind, though. Lost in a row, to be honest with you. It's going to be fun because the Jets are going to decimate them 6-0.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
We're breaking out the big numbers today, boys.
People are throwing their jerseys on the ice.
Oh.
Ooh.
Then on Tuesday, first quick note of the week, the coming schedule, the Oilers play, after not playing any divisional opponents for 18 games, the next 5 are all divisional opponents. So these are all very big games. They play in San Jose on Tuesday.
Did you give your score for the last one?
Oh, I did not. I didn't. That's right. They're playing the Canucks. The Canucks are relegating to where they should have been at the beginning of the season. Hashtag Pedersen, not that good.
Oh.
I know. That's a little All right.
You're going to get some hate for that one.
I'll dial it back. Pedersen's okay.
A little PCP, post-concussion Pedersen.
Yeah. I'm going to say that Jets take this one in an easy, pretty standard 3-1 win. Pedersen scores the only goal.
All right, you saved yourself the anger tweets.
Yeah.
Well, stay away from Buffalo.
Stay away from Buffalo, that's for real. Then Oilers play in San Jose on Tuesday. Chris, you start. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a 3-2 win for the Sharks in a shootout.
Ooh, all right. You know what? I'd be okay with that. Dalton, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a barn burner. 7-6 for the Oilers in overtime.
Wow. 7-6 OT win. All right. I feel like it's going to be – I don't think it's going to be a 7-6 barn burner. That's a bit close. I'm going to say it is a – I can't bet against the Oilers. I just can't do it.
I know. That's how I'm feeling too right now.
I'll say it's a 5-4 Oilers win.
All right.
In overtime. No, I'll say in regulation.
All right.
Then 2 games on Friday. We'll start with the Jets. Yeah, the Jets, on Wednesday. Just kidding. On Wednesday, the Jets go and play in Calgary. Dalton, how about you start since you're in Calgary?
This one. This is a tough one, actually, because I hate Calgary just so much. And you know what? I'm going to ride that hate. It's going to be a 5-1 Jets victory.
5-1 Jets victory.
Uh-huh.
All right.
With them chasing Mike Smith once again.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to say 4-1 because I love it when Mike Smith gets agitated and then gets off his game and then gets thrown out of the game.
Yo, I hate
Or
Mike
gets-
Smith so much.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. He's such a dick face.
No
I-
He's
kidding.
the worst.
I was actually disappointed because last night, one of the Flames guys tweeted out that Mike Smith was in the starter net, and so he was predicted they were guessing he was going to start. I was like, yeah.
Yo, I was getting hyped for that too.
And then they said Rittich was going to start. I was like, damn it, they actually have a shot now.
Well, Mike Smith's such a Jekyll and Hyde goalie. Either you can't get anything by him, or you get everything by him.
Well, it's like there was right because like last year we chased him out of there, and then he beat us 1-0.
Yeah, it's man, I hate him.
So
Me too.
I hate the Flames. I agree. Jets are gonna win this one. What do you got? You got a 5-1, a 4-1. I'll say it's a bit closer though. I'll say it's 3-2 Jets win.
And that's another shot.
What are we up to? 4 now?
4, I believe. Yeah.
4 rum shots. Dalton,
Whiskey shots. Get out of
whiskey
here.
shots. Dalton, one of these days you gotta be playing along.
Oh dear. Well, then it will be whiskey for doing that.
All right, then the last game for the Oilers this week in Anaheim. They play the Ducks. I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to say the Ducks are allowing the most shots on goal as any team, and John Gibson will not be able to stop Connor McDavid. Excuse me. I'm going to say this one is a slaughter. 6-0 win.
Oh boy.
This podcast has gone off the rails.
So quickly. I love it.
McDavid hat trick.
All right, I'm going to be a bit of a voice of reason on this one.
Okay.
I actually think Jonathan Gibson is a god, and I believe that the Anaheim Ducks will win a 2-1 victory.
Oh, 2-1. That's a heartbreaker.
It hurts me to say it. Zach Cassian scoring the only goals for the Oilers.
Ooh, okay.
Get a little bit of life in there.
Cass scores. All right, Chris, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 2-1 win for the Oilers.
2-1 win. That's what I like to hear.
Wow, you're very pro Oilers this week. What happened to you?
I just think that they're gonna start. I mean, I don't know. I just always feel like the team is too good to struggle as much as it does.
Or are you actually just worried we'll quit this podcast if the Oilers suck?
No, you would never started it if that was the case.
Chris is a good friend, and he's predicting the Oilers wins for my mental health's sake.
Yeah. Well, exams and stuff are coming up, so
yeah, exactly. All right, and now for the last game of the week, the Minnesota Wild. Actually, the Jets play in Minnesota against the Minnesota Wild on Friday as well. Dalton, you start.
You know what, Chris? Since you were so nice to us, the Minnesota Wild will win 4-0.
Oh, ruthless. All right, Chris, what do you think?
Oh, that's all right. I mean, he's had a bunch of hot takes already, so let's look for another one.
Yeah,
it's a spicy episode.
His track record's not looking so good.
Oh, dear.
So the Wild always used to have the Jets number, but lately they cannot beat the Jets. So I think that trend is going to continue. I think the Jets on their jocks, and they're going to beat them 4-2.
4-2 win. All right. I agree. I think Minnesota is just has really struggled against the Jets recently. I think they're gonna win 5-2. 5-2 Jets win. So that is all our predictions for the week. Chris, I know you got to get out of here to go to hockey. I'm gonna go and lay inside my new car and just take deep inhales until the Battle of Alberta. Dalton, you do whatever it is you got to do, buddy. I mean, maybe go spend some time alone with that McDavid picture of yours.
It's a poster, buddy.
Oh, it's a poster. All right.
Life size.
Oh, body pillow of McDavid.
Woohoo.
All right, boys. South of the Blue Line podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Blue Line South. The podcast will be available on everywhere you like to hear podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and everything in between. This is episode 6. I am Michael. Dalton is in Calgary.
You bet I am.
Chris is in Tampa, headed to pickup.
Yes.
All right, Chris, have a good skate, boys, and go Oilers and Jets.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Bye.